So you've probably seen the Bopimo rolling fun video. Now today we're going to quickly go over some things that you might have missed and just talk about some takeaways from this video. Just know that we're only going to be looking at things within the video and not like other leaks or anything. But before we start, I just want to say for this video, if you have no clue what Bopimo is, it's pretty much just a sandbox game that's releasing in 2021 and it's kind of like Mario 64. Anyway, on with the video. XP and the health bar. So the health bar is obviously pretty common in sandbox games, so understandably that doesn't really raise any questions. But what's above the health bar is actually really interesting. There is an XP bar, kind of like how you would see in like RPG games. So I have some questions about this. A lot, actually. So could this XP bar be universal? And by this I mean, would you be able to earn XP in other games? And would they transfer from game to game? This raises another question though. Would XP earning be controlled by Bopimo, or would it be configurable by developers? This raises another question though. Couldn't developers just make games that allow you to farm XP? And this raises another question. What are the benefits of XP? Because are there levels? Well, yes there are, we'll talk about that in a second. Because if benefits are given to you and XP that give you an advantage over other players in game, which I highly doubt they would, then this would just encourage developers to make private, public, or paid XP farms. But let's throw that idea out the window. What if XP is just granted for earning achievements or forming? If this is the case, different levels they probably just reward hats or toys or whatever they're called. And as we can see to the left of these two bars, it's Firecat Magic's Boppy or Avatar. And what do you know? You can also see what I could only assume is his level. And honestly, if I had to guess, these levels are simply things that'll be showcased on your profile. Like, you'll just have your username and you'll have your level next to it, basically telling people, yeah, I play Bopimo. So these textures that you can pretty much see on every block besides the one with actual custom textures, which is this blocky pattern kind of thing, are probably going to stick. Whether you like it or not, I guess you could say it's kind of Bopimo's brand, because even on their website, which you can't make accounts or anything, it's just a landing screen, you can actually see it in the background. So yeah, so back to what I was going to say. Whether you like it or not, they're most definitely going to stay. I doubt there will be an option to remove them, however I'm sure people will find a workaround to do it. I honestly have no clue. If you know Firecat Magic, you know he wants games to keep their sort of simplicity, so that's just one of the reasons that this might not be removed. However, there will be more texture options, obviously, all of which we can actually see in this clip. Did you catch it? If you pause at the perfect moment, you can see a bunch of colored bricks with a bunch of textures on it. I can't really make out what it is in that good of quality, however, so we're gonna have to just work with what we're given. So I don't really have much information about this, but if you look in the video, specifically at the chat, you can clearly see that they are using emojis in the chat. These emojis can be used in the Bopimo Discord server, so I guess you could say that they were kind of teased prior to this video. But what I want to know is how you have access to these emojis. Yes, you can actually type them out like how you would on Discord, and this is proven later in the video where you can see Firecat Magic type out an emoji. But I wonder if there's going to be like kind of like a keypad or like a hub for the emojis. That would be pretty cool. And also in the video you can also see this. There's actually like a live thing that shows you who's typing, which I honestly really like. That's honestly like a super cool feature. It's pretty little, not really significant, but I honestly like it. It's pretty cool. So basically the chat is going to be kind of like a little Discord, I guess. And one more thing, this is like a super small detail like that last one, but honestly I really like how this happens. When you type, a little background appears, so yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so let me say this first. I'm not saying that this is a thing. I'm just guessing that this is a thing based on what we can see in the trailer. As you can see on the bottom right, we have 3 different icons, which I could obviously only assume that are things that you can click. So here's what I think these are. This globe, I think, can be 3 things. Number 1, it might be a place where you can see different servers for the same game, kind of like a hub, if you will. An example for this would be maybe on Hypixel, where you could see a bunch of different servers that you can go into. This could also be a place where you could set up your server, like, you know, port forwarding, all that stuff, or something. I don't know. What I also think is possible is that this could be just a publish button, which further supports my theory that this might be a feature for live game developing. And by this, I mean when you're done building your game, you can publish it, you know, yeah. However, there are contradictions to this theory. Obviously, the first one is that they're literally playing the game, so why would they be able to publish it? Well, maybe they're in some sort of studio or workshop and they're just playtesting, like how you can do in Roblox. That brings me to what this second icon is, this hammer. Now you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. This has to be a build/destroy tool, right? And that further makes me believe that they're using some sort of workshop right now and they're playtesting. Or they can build mid-game, who knows? By clicking that button, you probably enter the workshop, or you can just get a tool that allows you to build, kind of like the stamper tool in old Roblox. I honestly have no clue. But for this third icon, this is obviously just a settings button where you can see your general settings like volume, graphics, all the normal stuff that you'd see in a regular game. And this backpack is pretty obvious, inventory. What else could it be? So this is a pretty short one, but in this short video, we're only able to see 3 skyboxes. This yellow sky, this sunset sky, this daytime sky, and finally this spooky, hellish lava kind of sky. And honestly, I like all of these. There's obviously most definitely going to be more skyboxes, some of which have already been leaked. However, we're only discussing things that were in the video, so that really gets me excited. It really shows you that there's going to be a lot of creativity going around with developers when they release their levels or games. So there are multiple forms of mobility showcased in the video, one of which is literally the main point of the video, and it's in the video name, which is rolling. This is honestly a really cool feature in my opinion. I really like it. It's going to be so cool using this feature in parkour games and racing games, all that stuff. Super exciting. Another form of mobility we can see is diving. I really like this too, in all honesty. If I had to guess, it's probably just a jump animation. However, it could just be another feature, who knows. But I really like it. It looks nice, it fits with the style of the game, and it's a lot better than the usual boring jump animation found in pretty much every other sandbox game. However, I also think it's kind of weird because something else I found interesting was when you're on a slanted box or a block or slope or whatever you want to call it, you actually stand like straight up as if gravity is just being weird. I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it, but you can see on the screen right now, you can see what I'm talking about. It's pretty weird. I don't really know if this is intentional or if this is a bug and it's going to be fixed soon, but yeah, it's pretty weird. I guess it does look weird in other games because when you stand on sloped blocks, you're kind of like levitating. But I don't know, I honestly prefer that over what this is right now. Also, at least gravity exists. You go down slopes fast and you slow down on straight surfaces, kind of like how you would expect in real life if you were somehow able to roll, or if you roll a ball or something. However, I wonder, are you able to disable some of these features? I mean, in some games or levels, rolling might be a bit weird, like maybe if there's like a first-person paintball game. I guess in that would be pretty cool to have rolling, but I don't know, I feel like people would be able to just use this to their advantage, as an unfair advantage in some games that people create, so yeah, I honestly think you're going to be able to disable this, but who knows, game's not out, none of that has really been talked about as far as I'm concerned, so who knows, only time will tell. So we reached pretty much the end of the video, so I don't really have much to talk about. However, I do have some extra takeaways that I took away from this video. So I'm actually really curious. At this point of the video, it seems as if there's some sort of a free cam. However, you can pretty easily tell that it's just Firecat magic in first person, because if you look down here, you can see a shadow of somebody, and not to mention, Firecat magic is nowhere to be seen in this scene, as well as the other scene where there's supposedly a free cam, or it looks as if one is being used. Although, here's the thing, it kind of acts as a free cam, because we can take away that you can actually remove the UI from your screen. This would be super awesome for people who wants to, let's say, record Bopimo short movies or videos or whatever, something like that. All they need to do is zoom in, go in first person, remove their UI, and record. It's pretty cool. Would be cool if there was somehow a free cam option though, I'm not gonna lie. Something extra we can take away from this video is that there's full screen support. If this wasn't full screen, the resolution would be a bit weird, but that's not the case. It fits perfectly in a 1920 by 1080 screen. This isn't really that big of a deal, however, obviously, as almost every game you can think of has full screen support. But something else we can take away, the final thing, is hitboxes. In multiple parts of the video, we can see that their Bopimo avatar fit in some tight holes, like this little one and this scene where he dives through a window. Pretty cool because it can be used for, tracks, for races, stuff like that. Yeah, the possibilities are honestly endless. Now, that is the end of our video. Obviously, the client isn't 100% done, like they're still missing some crucial features like, I don't know, a player list. Not to mention, some of the buttons might not even work. If you had no clue Bopimo existed, join in on the hype. Hopefully it lives up to its hype. Hopefully we don't have another Omari or Cube World. Both of these games took almost a decade to release after they were announced. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this video, like it. If you didn't enjoy it, subscribe. And that's all for me. Have a great day and peace.